Welcome to this final lab. Let's go through the tasks that I want to accomplish. First, you need to reset your servers to their original state. Server1.example.com should be configured as follows. Use pool.ntp.org or any other NTP server for NTP time synchronization. ETH0 needs to be used for internet connectivity and ETH1 is for internal networking, using the 172.16.0.0/24 IP address range. Create a private overlay network with the name int and a subnet with the name subint using 192.168.0.0/24. And create a public network with the name ext and a subnet subext using your externally assigned IP address range. Set the gateway for this network and provide a pool of floating IP addresses in the range 192.168.4.200 to 192.168.4.250. For the networking type you need VXLAN. On server 1 you need to configure BREX as the external bridge and configure BRETH1 as a network bridge for networking between server 1 and server 2. BRETH1 must be attached to ETH1 on both server 1 as server 2. Configure Horizon to accept SSL connections and use the Cinder volumes group for the Cinder volume service. Enable Nova Compute only on server 2. And let's continue on the next slide. So I would like you to create a project with the name Workshop using the description Project for Workshop. Set quota to 4 instances, 4 vCPUs, 4 GB of RAM and 12 floating IP addresses. Create a new flavor with the name m2.tiny, which includes 1 vCPU, 1 GB of RAM, 2 GB root disk, 1 GB ephemeral disk and 256 MB of swap. And also create a tenant user with the name user and the email address user@server1.example.com. Set the password to password and include this user as a member of the workshop project. Next you create a tenant user with the name ADM with the email address admin@server1.example.com. Set the password to password and include this user as a member of the workshop project. Give this user administrator privileges. In the workshop project, create a new image with the name small using Cyril's 64-bit QCOW image from the Cyril's website. Set no minimum disk and minimum RAM to 512 MB. Also in the workshop project, create a new image with the name web using the Cyril's 64-bit QCOW image from the Cyril's website. And here also set no minimum disk but a minimum RAM of 1 GB. And allow 2 floating IP addresses to this project, 192.168.4.201 and 202. There are some more tasks. Create a new security group sec1 with the description web and SSH. Allow TCP22, TCP443 and all ICMP from all networks. And also HTTP80 only from within the sec1 security group. Create an SSH key pair with the name key1 and save the private key to home user downloads key1.pem on workstation.example.com. In Workshop, launch a new instance named small using the small image and the m2 tiny flavor. Include the key1 key pair and the sec1 security group and associate 192.168.4.201 floating IP address. Also launch a new instance named web using the web image and the m2 tiny flavor. Include the key1 key pair and a sec1 security group. Associate the 192.168.4.202 floating IP address to this instance. In the workshop project, create a new 1 GB volume with the name vol1 and attach this to the web instance. And also deploy Swift Ceilometer and Nagios.